Welcome to another part of Dave Mirra. This time we're doing swamp trails. We'll become a dirt master in the backwoods with all these rickety wooden obstacles and such, and all the hills. And that's not the only thing I'm doing this part. Oh no, because we're also beginning the competitions. First off, let's do the 30,000 points. Get it out of the way. You can get pretty much free gap out of that from the beginning. That's our first gap out of 17. If we utilize it very well, we can actually kind of beat this score in one combo. I've done it multiple times. But, as a note, these recordings are many months before I truly understood how this game worked and how to really play through it. So, this is like me being the rookie here for this game, because all I have in terms of just skill is just Dave Mirra 1, and things have indeed changed a fair bit since Dave Mirra 1. But after that, after a few months have passed, I have become a fucking master at Dave Mirra 2, essentially. And I will consider myself a master, no matter who the fuck says what in the comments, because as this will go on, as all the footage will go through, you'll end up finding that my skill does improve, and I end up pulling off some pretty insane shit. Though there are some things that never get recorded because I had to go through and do every rider. So I had to do a whole lot of just doing the same shit over and over and over and over again. I remember I actually streamed myself doing this fucking grinding crap before, and if you were there for that stream, you know how far I've gone compared to the footage you're seeing here. But I was so blind back then for the miseries that this fucking game would bring, especially when it began with the competitions. Because you see, back during these recordings, the worst I thought was, oh no, I have to do the gap swell for everybody and all of that. That's gonna be annoying, but I can still manage through this. But I kinda knew as well that that wasn't going to be the only pain here. That I knew about the competitions because I played Dave Mirra 1. And Dave Mirra 1 really showed me one of the worst competitions in any extreme sports game I've ever played in my fucking life. And this game is going to have that. Except, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's gonna be interesting how the competitions work here. They're similar, but they're also more douchey. Anyway, I'm pretty much done up the score, so I'm just going around trying to see if I can find any gaps and such. And not only that, I'm also going to mention this is the first time where we're going to get some differences. They don't appear too much, but much like Maximum Remix compared to the original, there are a few differences between this version, the Xbox version, versus the PS2 version. So I'll cut through when I have to show something about it. Anyway, 4 glowing tree branches will line the garage doors, and also chance between two logs, which I could use any log, but I'm going to use these ones right on the start, which pull it off every time first go. And this guy, the question mark thing, is doing a trick over the tree trunk at the upper 8-pack, which is just do anything. Unless you bail, then get the you broke something sound effect from hitting the tree when nothing broke. I don't get it either. Anyway, moving on forward, there's a gap over here which caused me to jump across from this little spot here down below for the major mojo gap. Next to it will be another gap, but I'll get to that later on. There's also these little gaps here on the side of this bridge. There's actually 2 gaps, but I don't get the other one until near the end of the fucking level, essentially. But this one I do get, which is Cajun Chasm. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and show off this little bit here, which has like this little bridge that has a massive jump that you are more likely never actually going to reach, but you can still make it through because there's shallow bits around. And yeah, we'll get to that bit later on. It's going to be important. But here is some glowing branches, and for me to take care of these glowing branches, I will essentially have to take care of just... There is a sort of route, in a sense, but it's so much of a fucking mess that you can just do it in any order you want, except for these two. You can go for a back and forth thing for the most part, but yeah, these branches, whatever route they intended is a fucking mess. So just go at it however you want to go at it. And now we got that out of the way, all that's left is the garage doors, which are in an area that is on the other side of our starting area, which requires me to make a few jumps to get across to it, because there's water across. But first off, here is that other side thing. Next to it was the Minor Mojo gap. Just go to, like, the left side of the area and you'll find it easily. After that, we will go ahead and take care of the jump over to the other side where the garage doors are. There's this little path here which has 3 gaps for you to get, though one of them is a pain in the ass. Also, there's a car that goes by, doesn't show up that much, but he can still be a pain in the ass if he's in your way. Okay, game. Sure. There's a lot of moments like that in this fucking game. Anyway, you get sandbar 1, and then sandbar 2, and you can also get these gaps over here for the trailer hitch gap, as well as the Pascal's Junkyard jump. And there's also these gaps here, which we can't get from this side, except for one, but we'll take care of them later on. Now, the wall ride is over to my left, but I want to actually gain some speed here, which is harder than it looks, in order for me to make this jump here. You do need speed to actually make this. Once you do, make the jump, and you will get Sandbar Troy. And there you go. I don't know how to, like, exactly pronounce those names, and then I know they're French, but that's our best chance at that. Anyway, next up, we have to take care of the wall ride, which is actually 2 wall rides, because there are 2 glowing spots. You can do 1 wall ride for the whole thing, but I honestly thought it was just this 1 glowing spot. I didn't realize it's been halved. That sucks. But there you go. That's the amateurs out of the way. Not that big of a deal. And now we have this little park here which we can utilize. But first off, back out. We got a sponsor. And we also now have our pro challenges. The 4 bossy boats, the TSG sign, 10,000 points, and the question marks. And the 10,000 points you can get out of the way immediately from this bridge here. Just do this, essentially, and land it. But because I'm a fucking idiot, I'm still sucking at this game so far. But back then, I get it from over here instead. However, that's not the goal from the PS2 version. Because the PS2 version wants you to go ahead and do sort of like a Superman sort of flip here across this gap. A limo driver, I believe, to get across this. And as for this character here, we'll talk about him when we get to him more proper. But in order to get this, you can easily overshot it or undershot it. It's so stupid. Just find the correct speed and do the trick. And there you go. Limo driver over that and you're good to go. Now back over to here. I'm going to use the bridge that's right next to here. It's easier. And I was going to go and get this guy, but then he decided to fuck off like a prick. So I knocked him down. And I went back and I went for this gap over here, which is called Smells Like Chicken. Now, back over to inside of here, the game is telling me about the rusty boats because this game is going to prioritize objects over others, and that fucking sucks because I was confused on where the other objective was because I believe it was here. And then, there it was. It just glowed red. So, I'm going to go ahead and just do this. You know, I'm going to wall ride that, and there you go. And from doing that, that door over there opens, which allows me to go over to the other side. I can also get over here by jumping across this river because of the shallow bits. Anyway, this guy's going to give us another one, which is the drawbridge cable from the upper garage deck. I'll take care of that very much soon. But I'm going to explore this whole little bit of area here, and that's really going to be almost the entirety of the area, outside of the upper deck area. Because this is the entire map, essentially. What you see is what you get, and it's very much kind of segmented in a way, which is good. At the same time, the water bits are annoying, and the map itself sucks, because it's just mainly a bunch of awkward hills that the game can't really handle that well. Anyway, there's a gap over here, which is the shallow end. Sure, game, I'll give you that one, kind of. And then, you know, if we go over there, there's the other side, which is the side I tried to do the jump across from. Just go through all these hills, and make a jump across, and you will get, I believe, Tastes Like Chicken. I've already got Smells Like Chicken. Or they get, yeah, Tastes Like Chicken. So, now that's out of the way, let's go ahead and jump up to me just, essentially getting this gap over here, which is the deep end. It's an awkward jump, doesn't always work, you can easily bail from it, but there you go. Now I'm going to go up to the deck, and over here you can find a few things, like for instance, a window here you can break, there's a window over there you can break, the cables over there, there's also these things where the boats are, as well as just a whole bunch of just nothing. And yeah, that's about the gist of it. However, over here, there's also these 2 boats that won't break, and I know, I can't believe that just happened as well. Because usually, people fucking bail on that, because it's glitchy and awkward and doesn't work well. But anyway, break that first boat, then you have to get over to the other side to break the other boat, because unfortunately, this is more so what happens. Unfortunately, you can't reach this other boat without getting to the other side here. Because no jump can work, no fucking gap can work for you. So get over to here, and then jump across to break this. And then use these ramps here to break these 2. You could use the upper deck to just drop down and break them. This is faster and easier to me. Though, sometimes the game wants to be weird and buggy and stupid. But if you only break one, you can do it again to break the other. Unless this happens. Where you grind on the middle of the grind, and then bail into it. I can't help you on why this game is this fucked. But, there you go. Free challenge is done. And as for the cable, not too obvious, but take care of that drawbridge over there. We're going to slow down a little bit, because we can kind of slow down, though. It is difficult to slow down this game. Jump across this window here and grind that. Would you know that was there? Not really, but there is a little bit of a glowing thing, so if you notice it, you'll notice it. Now the drawbridge is down, but you can get across there easily. Again, you could just jump across and be fine, because shallow ends. Anyway, now that's taken care of, we just have to take care of the rest of the objectives and the gaps. So, first off, here's a gap over here, which is in the middle of the shallow end and the deep end area, which is the foil gully. Jump across that little hill bit there, and you're good to go. And as for the 2 remaining gaps, I'll take care of them later on. But right now, we've got the commercial district, which we're not doing this part. And we have the full modified Supermans, the ground free touch, the tree canopy, the transfer across the fan boat garage to the channel, and the question marks. So, I'm going to take care of, I believe, the modified Superman, which is easy. Just do a modified Superman, the same one, even though it has to be different ones, and you're good to go. Unless you are being too fast, in which you can easily overshot it. Because the developers did not anticipate speed in this game. At fucking all. So yeah, you're gonna overshoot quite a bit of things easily. Keep it in mind. Anyway, that question mark over here will tell us to grind any of the fan boats, which is a really shitty goal. It doesn't really work, and even when you manage to actually grind the fan boat, it shouldn't look like it actually worked. It should look like it should work, really. And the teleports are also weird as fuck as well. But yeah. I don't think that should have happened, but sure, game. We'll take it. Anyway, up on here is the transfer. There is like a kicker that you can jump across to get to the channel below. Get a fair amount of speed to make the big jump for the Born Insane gap as well, and the goal. And lastly, I get this one done about a fair combo. I can get it done better now, but yeah, I got it done in one go. That's the main important thing. I didn't have to come back for one of them. And now all I have left is the Insane Challenge, as well as Ton Lies' trick. So, now it's time for the Insane Challenge, which is one of the worst challenges in the game as well, because it requires you to do something you would never do at any other point in the fucking game. So, the challenge? To get up to the rooftop and grind from the garage down to the Bird Refuge Island. There's a big wire up top of the garage. So how do you get up there? Do you wall right up there? Well, yes, but you can't quite wall right up there all the way. Is there an easier way to get up there? Is there a grind somewhere or something? No. You want to know how to get up here? There's only one way. You'll need to use the bail, the manual bail option that existed in the first game, but you never had to use, and this is the only time you actually use it in this game. I believe it is L1, R1, R2, and L2 to just bail out there, grab the bitch, as well as the R3 and L3 buttons, I believe. Grab the bitch, and there you go. In case you're wondering, grabbing is like R1 and L1. Anyway, now we got that out of the way. With your one shot, grind from the top there to the bottom, get 300 feet, and there you go. Insane challenge completed. Yeah. And also, as for the gap, it's the one I missed in the bridge area. I'll get it right now. But first, here's the reward you get for doing the Insane Challenge. Yeah, it's the comp outfit. A lot of these suck, but now we got the 10,000 spec points, and now we have the competition's unlocked. Anyway, here's the gap. It's a Kaoli Chasm, I guess. Kaoli Chasm, I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. I don't care. Because now I gotta talk about the fucking competitions, which... Ugh. If you believe that the competitions in Dave Mirra 1 were bad, Dave Mirra 2 one-ups it. For one good thing I will mention right now, they have removed the limit. They have removed that problematic you must get only a certain amount of score, if you go over it, you get penalized bullshit. That's gone. However, there is a problem with that. But first, it's the Acclaim Max Games. It's back. And we have to go through and do all of this shit it's saying right now. However, most people would probably be happy to just get third place and move on, because as long as you get third place, you get the next competition. You don't get the next competition until you do the competition beforehand, so you have to keep doing the competitions one after the other. Here's the fucking problem, though. This game conditioned you, this whole entire series conditioned you into doing low-scoring shit. Because if you don't do that, you get fucked in the first game. So you're probably still thinking that's going to happen in this game. It doesn't. I had to find that out myself, because no one has done the competitions. Not one motherfucker. Not one person even knows how to do the competitions. But after spending months on this game, I now understand how the competitions work. And I honestly hate it more than Dave Mirra 1. Because now, in place of there being a maximum limit, there is now a minimum limit. You see, this game now absolutely requires you to not only be making big scoring tricks for the most part, but also combos. If you spend too many times doing just one fucking trick, you get penalized. If your tricks aren't at usually 3,000, 4,000 or more, you get penalized. Now, this doesn't always, fuck you over for the most part. Like, for instance, fast plants and all of that, they kind of get a bit lenient about that, as long as you only do the trick once. Because remember, if you do repeat tricks, it penalizes you. That's still here. And it's a lot more stingy than the first game, in fact, because now it penalizes you every time you do another trick after the first time. Beforehand, it can give you a bit of leeway if it's a second time. It's not doing that anymore. It's now going to be much more strict. And of course, it penalizes you for bailing, except for maybe your first bail. It's more strict on that, however, because in the first game it was about 2 bails, 3 bails, you'll be okay. No, only 1 now. You can bail once, and the game will penalize you a very small amount, maybe. But if you bail a second time or more, you are gonna get tanked. But you know what else gets tanked on you? Location. Now, in Dave Mirra 1, outside of the original Dave Mirra 1, Remix, at the very least, gave you just a set few competitions that were all essentially made to be competitions. They were all maps in which you could just go through and do the shit, and they were made to be competitions. They were competition maps. And they made sense, and they worked. Unfortunately, this game doesn't do that. In fact, all of these levels we're going to be doing in this game, all 10 of them, are competition maps now. That is actually more competitions, I believe, than even the original fucking game. Because from memory, I think that was just 6 competitions in the fucking original. We have 10. And to make matters worse, I am not going to be going through about save scumming. I'm sorry, but there's another thing I need to bring up very soon. But right now, the main thing we have to note down is that we can't bail, really. We can't repeat our tricks. We have to do as many different tricks as possible. Any kind of grind that you haven't done yet, any kind of flip trick, grab trick, manual, the wall rides and all of that, if you haven't done them, fucking do them. That includes special tricks. Now that you know that, the other thing is the area thing. You need to try and get through every single area of these maps. And every area is kind of done in a grid. So, let's say there is about like a 9 grid thing, in a sense. Like there's like a fair section spot of each map. That means that every specific area, like the middle of the map, the left, like bottom left corner, the bottom right corner, the bottom, the top left corner, the top right corner, the right and the left sides, they all have a spot. That's how this works. You need to be going for all those spots and making a fair amount of tricks and a fair amount of score in every spot, so that the game counts that as you doing those areas. Now, for a fair amount of the maps, there is at least something there. Unfortunately, for about maybe half the maps, or more, really, there are going to be areas where there's essentially nothing. At best, you are going to have to rely on maybe getting some kind of grind out of it, or really utilizing your manuals as best as possible. Because otherwise, those areas would be almost impossible to have the game trigger for you. And yeah, once you got all of that down, you also have to get certain score. You see, if you are not getting big enough score in your tricks and you're not getting big combos, you're getting penalized. So you gotta make sure to get big scores, big combos, all of that now. Which goes against Dave Mirra-esque's philosophy, but I mean, at the very least, you can go big scoring now. You're not limited. However, you still have to do every trick only once, so make what you can out of what you have. However, even with everything I've just told you, if you thought you would be able to get maybe close to the max score in this game, like you could in Dave Mirra 1, because you could potentially at least get like a 98, or maybe even a 99 in that fucking game. You know, you can get close to the 99.8. You know, 99.9 even. I was able to. No. No. Because you see, the game cheats. The game fucking cheats. And, when I found out that the game cheats, I got mad. I got very mad. But it also basically just told me that my save scumming was the right call to make. You're gonna see at the end of this video, I kind of give the predecessor, in a sense, to what I end up finding out by doing a certain thing. But let's say you made a really good run. And let's say that you paused the game, and then you save stated. And you went to end your run. Just take your score, essentially, just to check how much score you got. You would say, get 95.4. However, the AI, because sometimes this still happens, because Dave Mirra 1 still exists in this. The AI, let's say Dave Mirra, especially Dave Mirra, he usually is the fucking culprit of this, gets the absolute max score. Well, fuck. It's a dead run there. However, load your states. Now, end the run again. Don't unpause. Don't do anything different. Just end the run exactly the same way as you did before. Now your score is different. And so is the score of everyone else. Now suddenly, you have 94.8 points, and Dave Mirra, in fact the second placer, now has 89, instead of the max 99.8. And then you do it again, and the score changes. Then you do it again, and the score changes. And then again, and again, and again. You see, even if you know about how the competitions work, which I do, at this point, I fucking do, that doesn't guarantee that you are actually going to win. In fact, your score is just completely random to the point that it is, as far as I can find, impossible for you to actually get the maximum. In fact, I believe the highest I ever got in a single run is 98, and that was pure luck. So, why is that? Well, let's just say that for some fucked off reason, Z-Axis decided, let's put a random number generator onto the competitions. Let's not have it be based on your skill. Let's just have it be complete fucking luck, in a sense. Not just for you, but for the AI as well. The problem is that the AI can very happily manipulate it however it wants, whereas you can't. Now, it will still give you the shit you need if you do the thing it wants you to do, but you can get all of that shit done in maybe a minute, and you'll get the scores you're gonna get. Like, if you know exactly what you're doing and you can perfect it completely, then you just have to fucking, like, you know, end it after a minute, and you got it. You will probably have, like, a 93 or 94 points, you know? That's usually what I end up getting from here, but I could end up getting higher. I can get 96. I can get fucking 98. The number you're going to be seeing the most, if you really are skilled though, maybe a 97. Like, that's going to be generally what you're going to get, maybe, if you really get good. And you are, like, very, very precise on things. But even then, and I'm going to be very serious about this, I'm going to be very honest. If you were to get a tool-assisted speedrunner to do this game, to do the competitions, if you were to have them essentially AI this fucking competition shit, they wouldn't be able to. Because it would be inconsistent every single time because the scores are random. Every time you replay the film, it's gonna be a different result. So sometimes the Taz will actually get first. And sometimes the AI cheats, gives one motherfucker a max score both runs, and you lose. That happens way more often than in Dave Mirra 1 now. It really fucking sucks. And because of that, if you believe that you can beat this game fairly in a speedrun, if you can beat this game fairly on a Let's Play, no. No. Competitions are like 30% skill and 70% praying to fucking God that luck is on your side and the RNG Jesus fucking praises upon you and gives you the truly fucking score that you deserve. And if RNG Jesus is just drunk that day and says, nah bro, you're not getting shit, then you're getting fucked. And all you can do is accept it unless you're save scumming and reloading to manipulate and force RNG Jesus to give you the fucking bitch already. The competitions may just be the worst thing about this game, honestly. And the thing is, they are worse than Dave Mirra 1 and Gravity Games Bikes competitions. They're much worse. Because now, I can't just win by skill. I have to rely on luck. I have no choice but to rely on luck. Beforehand, I didn't have to rely on luck that fucking badly. But now, oh. Now, there's no fucking going around it. There's no manipulating around this bitch. Outside of safe scumming and doing what I just fucking told you, you're just gonna have to get lucky. If you're playing this on console, you're fucked. You're just fucked. Sorry, everybody, but if you play this on console and you think you're gonna have a good time, you're not. You're fucking not. Cause I fucking didn't. I'm fucking broken. You can see why, after this video, I'm gonna have co-commentators, because this is where I'm at right now. Watching this shit, knowing this shit, having gone through this for fucking 9 fucking months, has just... Ugh! I seriously just want to fucking stab myself at this point. That's how fucking far this has gone. This has damaged me so fucking much mentally. And I hate it. I hate this. Because you would think if it was just this, the one fucking time, that wouldn't be that bad. But I had to do this 20 fucking times. I had to do this with every rider. And even then, this game has some fucking cards still up its sleeve to piss me off even more. I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to cry. So, I just want people to know by now. I really want people to know by now. But I just want you motherfuckers to understand. I want you fuckers to understand that this game is a torture device. You might have thought that it was gonna be just a regular ass BMX fucking Dave Mirra game, but no. No, it's a fucking torture device. It's an endurance test of torture. Even if you were to speedrun doing every rider 100%, and you knew what you were doing, you would be at this for days still. Hell, I would even guess you'd be at this for 24 hours if you go after one whole run with no breaks. And you get absolutely lucky on the competitions in every single way. But even then. So the way the format of every video is going to go from here is that it's going to be a level, then a competition, then a level, then a competition. That is how it's going to lay out now. It's not going to be 3 levels, It's not going to be a level in free competitions. It's just to get them out of the way. It's just going to be 2 levels, 2 competitions. That is every fucking video from here on out until we're done. I seriously need people to just comfort me right now. I fucking hate this. I hate this fucking game. I don't know why I do this shit, man. I don't know why I fucking do this. I'm sorry if this is getting the commentary, but I can't. I can't fucking... I can't control my emotions with this shit. I can't look at this gameplay, hear these sounds, and just think, okay. I would not make anyone 100% this game, not even on my worst enemies. So yeah, solo commentaries are gonna end, really. They're gonna end here. And yeah, here's the predecessor. I lost, but if I reload my state and end the run again, even though I went forth and just did another trick, so I was like, maybe this can change something. It doesn't. I win, because the score is lowered now from the AI. I didn't get 99.6, which is the actual maximum, not 99.8, but it got an 88 instead. So there you go. And I got a bike. I'm gonna use that bike for the next part. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for understanding where I'm at right now, mentally, personally, because of this fucking game. And next time, hopefully I'll have a co-commentator with me to just make this less painful as we do the commercial district, which is the true street color safe BMX Park Havens, I guess. It has some really shitty objectives. I don't like the level at all. It sucks, and for competition's even worse. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for that and the next level.